All right, so is it official? We're on? All right. So what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we got some interesting shit to talk about. And before we continue, I just gotta say one thing. This ain't financial advice. This is just a live stream of some guys who are very opinionated, who read a lot, who want to tell you about some shit that's going to be happening in our Discord and our Patreon. Now, guys, we've been talking for a while about getting this Discord ready. And it appears that we're set to launch it in January, the new year. So as of the new year, we're going to be officially open to the public for our Discord. We've been setting up the channels, getting the moderators and everything ready to get to the next level. I figured today would be an excellent time to just go over some of the channels that are in our Discord. And my buddy
is just the beta. Keep that in mind. It's not the final product that you guys will be paying monthly for to have access to. So yeah, keep in mind it's just a beta, but so far it's looking pretty decent. We still have a lot of things to adjust, but so far it's looking pretty good, and we want to show you guys a sneak peek of what you guys will have to expect signing up to this monthly subscription.
a
Sorry.
monthly sub. Yeah, exactly. So look, we officially launched the Patreon. The Patreon's official. We only have the first three tiers set up already. One of them is a donation tier of $1 a month. Another one is a $5 tier that basically allows you to have access to Patreon exclusive content as well as early access to certain things that the YouTube wouldn't get right away. And the $10 a month Patreon, which is our current top tier until the new ones come out, is it gives you the ability to have patron only voting power, which means that when we put a poll out into community to say like, hey, these are the topics that we could be talking about this week, we're giving the Patreon the ability to give a vote. So at least some of the content could be basically could be catered to the community.
Yeah.
Right? So today, like I said, like Dewey said rather, we're going to be covering how we're laying out the Discord, as well as how we're planning on setting it up. So right now we're in the process of hiring moderators and researchers so that we can increase our scope and be able to provide you more information. And this is more or less how it's going to go. So you come into the Discord, Patreon bot lets you in.
Yep.
Then from here, you go to the Welcome to Anti-Hedge page. They're going to tell you what the fuck is up, what we're all about.
Yep.
After that, you're going to get the rules and the guidelines. And I'm going to be very, very, very straightforward with you. You break any of the rules and the guidelines, you get kicked out of the community. And what happens is you burn your spot. Meaning that when we launch the Discord, when we're launching the Discord, we're having it set in tiers. Meaning that when the tiers come out, first round is going to be $25 a month, and there might be only 50 to 100 spaces for it. Meaning we're trying to keep this Discord very small, very tight, and proper. And
Yep.
then if someone breaks a rule and leaves the Discord, that spot gets burnt. So there will only be 49 spaces afterwards. Meaning that as if people decide to leave at the $25 mark, then their spot will be burnt. And eventually there will only be the $50 tier and more. So the people who get locked in early at $25 a month, they have the added benefit of knowing that they're in early and their spot is always secured at that price. So
And I just want to add to that, another reason why we want to be very strict on it with the rules and everything is because the information that we're going to put on this Discord is very valuable information for you guys. So basically all the videos you get on Patreon and everything that you subscribe to and you pay monthly for, we have to make content for it, right? So it takes us time to record, it takes us time to edit and then post it. So you paying for this access for this Discord, you're getting the information like as early as we're getting this information. So like you'll be very ahead in the market knowing that you're getting this information like live, like extremely live, and that's why it's so valuable to be a part of this community, is because you are getting this information like as soon as we're getting it. So it lets you, you have an advantage in the market. You get the knowledge before anyone else gets it. and that's why we're very strict on it, because we want people who are serious in this community, not people who just want to come in, cause a ruckus and then leave. We want people who are serious. We want people who know the research, and we want people who take their research seriously.
But not just that, we want people that respect the community.
Yeah.
So it's like the people that are coming in, it's like all we really want is just a respectful community. It's going to be a small, exclusive community, and we're going to go over some of the reasons as to why it's going to be such a valuable one. And I wanted to say another thing too is this. He mentioned before too that it's very important that the people who come in there are serious. That's why we're hiring moderators and extra researchers. So if you've enjoyed this channel up to date, and imagine up to this point, it's been mostly just me researching. And now we're hiring people that I've known since the 2017 bull run, who are a lot like me. We're hiring OG crypto heads like me, and we're bringing them onto this team. So the value that's going to be in this Discord is going to be the equivalent of the one that's within my Telegram.
Yep.
So this is just a way for me to be able to moderate it in a way that's respectful, and where everyone could get fair value for what they're putting in.
Exactly.
And that's why the rules and the guidelines are going to be so important. So anyone who decides to jump in our community, respect the rules and the guidelines, because if you've enjoyed this channel up to this point, we don't want it to become a bordello.
We want to help you guys be up to date with all the research and education in this field, in this market, and we would like for people to just follow the rules and guidelines so that everyone has a fair chance of understanding and learning off of us.
Yeah. And all this to say is that like in any place, rules and guidelines are
they're necessary. It's necessary.
It's necessary. Especially what? Fine. We're a crypto channel that, breaks the rules a little bit and says things a little bit differently from other places. That's fine. Just as long as that within our community everything's respected the way we like. So moving on to the next channel, we got here announcements. This is anything that's related to the Patreon and anti-hedge. We have an announcement set for that. So that way, let's say there's going to be
even YouTube.
Yeah, and the YouTube. But like, let's say there's going to be an update to something. At least on the announcements, you're given the update, and okay, all right, there's announcements. The Patreon is going to be doing this. Bam, to look at the Patreon at this time.
Like we're gonna announce things like what we're uploading this week.
Community guidelines.
You guys get guys are ahead of the game, basically knowing what our plan is in that week.
Yeah, you basically get to know a little bit ahead, as well as like you get to know a bit ahead about what we're posting and other things like that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a lot, definitely a lot to know. So I guess we're going to roll on to the next thing, because announcements is pretty straightforward. Anything that's an anti-hedge related announcement, you're going to see it there.
Yeah.
Next, market leaders. As you can see here, we got the Bitcoin channel. So anything that is related to Bitcoin news, just Bitcoin, that is going to go here. You're going to get all what's up to date with the Bitcoin news right there. So let's say China dumps Bitcoin and then El Salvador makes it legal. That's all going to appear here in Bitcoin related news. You go here, the next one is Ethereum. So anything that is Ethereum related news that will affect Ethereum, because these are market leaders, that's going to go right there. So that way you have your Bitcoin, your Ethereum news, and it's always going to be laid out as much as possible. As much as we have researchers and moderators to fill these channels, you're going to have access to all that info.
Yep.
So the whole goal is to turn this into a fountain of information, the first fountain of information for crypto. Next, general news. This just includes anything for crypto that could affect it. Let's just say like a regulation for stable coins. So like, let's say hypothetically we decide to do a let's say the general news says like, okay, stable coins are being targeted by the US government, then that's going to be something that ends up in the general news. Let's just say, for example, they say crypto is the only thing accepted on Mars. That's a general news. You'll see that there. Dogecoin becomes currency of Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Basically, just like very general news that could affect
the entire crypto.
Yeah.
Or like new laws say that people need to pay taxes, like things like that. General news. Next thing. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting, because we're going to be going into what's made us so far pretty famous in the YouTube space. Altcoins.
Yep.
So you go here, you go into the news channel. The news channel is like, let's just say hypothetically, we have coins that we're checking out and they're on our radar. It's going to go to the general altcoin news channel. So if there's something that's interesting to us, it's going to be there. And then let's say hypothetically, out of all these things that are interesting in the general news, bam, you're going to get an announcement that says, hey, this project here, it's really piqued our interest. We're doing deeper research into it, and we might end up making another channel similar to the ones that you see laid out over here.
Yeah.
Now, that's the announcement channel. Very simple. A very simple channel. And it's just to say, like, hey, we might have found another altcoin gem. Keep it on your radar. Not financial advice though, right? And it's laid out in every channel when you click on it right here. See? Not financial advice. Just
education.
yeah, we should add that too. We'll add that after.
Not financial advice is good, but we'll add the not just education, just in case.
Research purposes.
Just research. At the end of the day, this is all research. We're doing the research for you. We're finding all the research for you, and your job is to read it. If you guys don't enjoy reading it, then that's what we have YouTube for. So,
So continuing on with the altcoins. So you see right here, Luxo. This is everything relating to Luxo news that we are seeing in our feelers. So anything that is notable, anything that we feel like the community should know is going to be here. And you're going to see a lot of our YouTube videos, like let's say we're covering Luxo, could end up on this. So you'll be getting access to the Luxo news a little bit earlier just by being here. And we plan to do this for all of the things that are in our top altcoin picks.
Yep. So you see, there's Veracity, Blocktopia.
Yeah. So you got the Veracity news, Blocktopia news right here, you know, Boson. Things that have been popular within our channel, but not only popular within our channels, but things that we genuinely believe in because we think that there's a lot of room for growth and possibility. It's right here.
And we're gonna have a moderator specifically. Their goal is to, like, let's say for example, Matt's job is to not only do research, but his main priority is to constantly look for news on Luxo, Veracity, and Boxtopia. So like we have moderators specifically for these certain altcoins so that they're able to update you guys on the news and their findings on these altcoins as soon as it comes out. So we're gonna try our best to update these channels frequently with news so that you guys could be up to date and catch all the news as it comes out.
Yeah. So the whole point is to be able to provide a zone where everyone can get access to the news as quickly as possible and in a spot where it's not interrupted by millions of chats.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting the news in these channels. So that means no one's going to be able to talk in these channels except for moderators and researchers who are putting in here for anti-hedge.
But you guys will be able to react to the news, meaning like, you know, add a reaction to the post. Other than that, you guys will not be able to post your own news into the channels. But we do have a section made for you guys to talk, and we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah, we'll get into that shortly. So as you can see here, these are just the coins that we covered on the channel. This one we haven't covered, and we're going to. We're getting that video uploaded to you guys soon.
Yep.
But that's more or less the altcoins. So the altcoin channel is just to keep you up to date with all these altcoins, so that way when the news comes in, you're not lost. It's all filtered and fed to you through these zones, meaning that when you jump into the anti-hedge Discord, this is what you're paying for. You're paying to know that all your news is organized and you don't have to jump around between all these different groups trying to find it. It's just laid out. I want to know about Anchor. I want to know about Luxo. You just click on it and bam, you know what's up.
Exactly.
This is the next thing now. So NFTs and arts, right? So right here, this is something that's going to be regarding to like, if we see an NFT where a mint is kind of interesting, meaning we believe that the mint has a good community, has a potential for growth, anything like that, you will see that this is dedicated to like things like Bored Apes, for example. Not necessarily Bored Apes, but like that kind of minting where it's like almost trading card style.
Yeah.
That's what that's for. And then the other one here, NFT announcements. This is more based for artistic NFTs. So relatively soon, we're going to be working with building up artistic communities in Montreal and ideally globally, if we could grow it to that point, where we're going to be taking upcoming artists who are producing actual visual and 3D art that is one of one copies. So meaning that it is just one run of one thing and that's it. You're only going to get that one piece of art. And when we see an artist that's extremely interesting, or their community is well built, or whatever piques our interest in a way where we could say, okay, that artist might become one of the next big things, like a Banksy or a Pranksy or there's a Beeple. You know what I mean? Like those are relatively big artists. Like our whole point is to try and find the next ones, and we have a
Yep.
section dedicated to just that.
We're going to update the NFT category. It's, as you could tell, there's not much to it, but if you guys are at all into NFTs, which I would assume that most of you guys probably are, you would understand how important it is to mint NFTs when they're in their minting phase and not buying them after they've been minted. So, personally, I think it has a lot of value. This has a lot of value to you guys because we do a lot of research on NFTs and also like a lot of NFTs that are in their minting phase. So for you guys to get that information while you're able to still mint them before they're even on OpenSea is actually such a gem for you guys, especially if like the NFT is very promising. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of value to be had in this NFT/arts channel. So yeah.
Another thing I'd like to add to that is this: that as NFTs grow, obviously the channel will grow too.
Yeah.
But these are the two channels that we know are crucial, simply because we know how important it is to mint, like you mentioned, but also because NFTs will become more than just art eventually.
Yeah.
So we're taking them as an application for art right now, and that's it. And then if you guys see in this live stream that there's other things you'd like to suggest or add, do not be shy. Do not be shy to throw in your 2 cents, because you know what, at the very least it could just make our channel better. And our channel has always been going out of its way to try and provide the best experience for anyone watching.
Yep.
So that's definitely something I could say. And next thing, going into the next part. So now we have the anti-hedge live session. So
Yep.
anti-hedge live is what you see now. Currently, it would be a space where you could actually speak to us directly. And I'm not obviously, like, I'm not going to say you'll always be able to talk to me directly, but you will be able to talk to moderators and my team, and sometimes me directly in this chat, and you could actually hear my voice.
So we have two categories in this right now. So we have crypto news live and technical analysis live. So essentially that means that, let's say for example, there's crypto news that's happening and it's like happening live. Like we want to be able to give that information out to you guys as soon as possible. So what we're going to do is go on live stream on Discord, and you guys are able to join the channel. You guys won't be able to speak because we're trying to provide you guys information. So we're going to go live and we're going to announce it so that you guys are able to just hop on Discord real quick, join our live when we're there, and take in all the information. So that, in my opinion, is already a big benefit to have in paying a monthly subscription for this.
But also just to be able to talk to us every
Yeah,
once in a while.
and then also live technical analysis. So like, I know a lot of you guys enjoy technical analysis, and we try to make a lot of technical analysis videos for YouTube, but a lot of times like, it's not that it's tough, but it's, I don't know how to really explain it. Technical analysis is only it can only go so far because at the end of the day, it's mostly just speculation, right? You
Yeah.
can't really like base a lot of like your things on technical analysis. It's good to know how to do it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really do a lot for you.
And can I just mention one
Yeah,
thing
go
too?
ahead.
Technical analysis at the end of the day is just the ability to take technical indicators to potentially time your entry or your exit.
Exactly.
Realistically, technical analysis can't tell you shit. The best I could give you is that if I do a technical analysis live for you guys ever, which is very likely, I probably will do it once or twice, it'll be either where I see the potential and I can map it, or the alternative is I won't do it because I'm not just going to map something if I don't think that it's going to play out the way I want.
Yeah.
The reality is that a technical analysis is only going to tell me if it's a good time to enter or exit. And guess what? If you're good at technical analysis, you'll get it maybe 70 to 80% success rate.
Yeah.
If you're able to take the news and research aspect, you're able to bring that 70, 80% to about 90% if you're lucky. And that is meaning that like you are researching properly, you're doing your technical analysis, and not just technical analysis of what everyone's telling you. Because the reality is with technical analysis is it's based off of what you like your trading style and what you look at.
Yeah.
So it's like how I trade is different how other people trade. And here's the thing that's funny. I see technical traders, they'll comment on my videos and say, "Oh, well, none of your shit makes sense on a Fibonacci or the." I'm like, "Well, fine, granted, maybe I'm not technical the same way you are, but the indicators that I've stacked together make my success rate high enough where I'm probably arguably as good or better than you. So even if I don't use the same technical indicators, there's a reality to this. People who are trading off of technical standards are trading off of a stock standard.
Yeah.
Stocks don't flow the same way as crypto. We're on exponential movements, meaning that the way I'll approach a crypto based off of exponential movements is very different from how a stock trader will be doing his retracements. So the reality is all of our fucking technical analysis is bullshit. So anyone who calls me out, I'm calling you out because your chances are your technical analysis are just as bullshit as any others. So take that with a grain of salt. The reality is that there's certain indicators when tied together will just give you a better shot of entering or exiting and not losing as much money.
More or less that channel is made for, because I know, like, I read the comments too. I know a lot of you guys enjoy technical analysis.
Just to see what we're thinking more than
Yeah,
anything.
it's just to see what we're thinking. So I made that channel just so that, like, there are times, like, it doesn't even have to be Matt. Like, I also enjoy doing my own personal technical analysis. So, like, maybe you guys might even get it from me or like the other moderators who also do technical analysis on their coins. So, like, it won't only just be Matt. So you'll get different people giving their own personal perspectives on technical analysis. So
Just look for the squirrel nut if you're looking for me.
yeah,
I'm
the official squirrel
I'm
nuts.
the official squirrel nut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
We're probably gonna add another channel into Anti-Edge Live.
yeah, even if it becomes a chatting channel, just so
Yeah.
they could talk to us directly.
Like I said, it's this Discord is still in beta phase. It's probably won't look like this when we launch, but it'll more
It's
or
gonna
less
close to this.
look something like this. So we have
got
let's
Geo
move
in the
on.
chat. Mohammed and Geo.
Mohammed and Gio.
Hold on.
They in the chat. They're saying what's up.
Okay, Mohammed and Gio. Hey, Oof gonna be big.
Hey.
Hey, Tanto, what's up? Mohammed Walid, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
I wish I could stay longer. Gotta sleep. I'll watch tomorrow. We got this Tabernacle. Bon courage.
No worries. Have a good night,
Yo,
man.
salut, Mohamed. Bonne soirée à vous. Merci beaucoup, man, pour voir le fucking channel. Pardon si mon français c'est pas parfait, mais je suis en angle fucking phone.
C'est la fuck.
C'est le fuckesti. Okay. And then Giostino, Giotezio.
Yeah.
What's up? Oof, we're gonna be big. Hey, we're gonna be big. And by the way, that name that we just mentioned, you guys should look out for this guy because we're gonna be building. He's gonna be our first. He's gonna be our first launch for these NFTs. He's an excellent artist. We've been looking into him, and now we're approaching how to tackle his launch as an artist on a more of a large scale in NFTs.
You guys have to don't sleep on him. Basically, don't sleep on him. He's talented, man. He's a talented man. Not only is he talented in his art, but he's also very smart when it comes to crypto as well. Don't sleep on him.
Fuck yeah, definitely. And another thing too is like when those things start, we're gonna be showing you guys some of his NFT collections. We're probably gonna dedicate a whole episode to that. Now let's see some.
Just help your hand.
Oh, here, hold it. Hold it. Go for it. Go for
You
it.
guys,
It's okay.
you guys wish you could do this, huh?
Here. You fellas are doing the king's business. Appreciate you. Tropical astronaut. I see you in the tropics, and I see you on Mars. Thank you so much for that love, man. You're the real king because you're actually here watching us.
Thanks for watching, man.
Thank you so much for being here. And definitely fucking we appreciate all our viewers, all of them.
We have our other cameraman moderating the live stream, and we also have our other guy.
Hey, we also got Constantine Sichios. Thank you so much for watching, man. It was a pleasure helping you with your crypto stuff. And fucking when the Discord is launched, you're gonna be in that channel, buddy. I know that for sure.
Let's go.
All right. Fuck yeah. So
comments
for now. So now we'll jump into the next part. So look,
influencer zone. Oh.
Yeah, we figured we want to let you guys know. So the next thing is going to be the influencer zone. So-
That's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, this is gonna be extremely interesting simply because you guys are like influencers. Well, look at it this way. We want to create a zone where you could actually interact to some degree with influencers and where we could interact with influencers because this channel isn't just going to be us. It's
Mhm.
going to be the OGs of crypto. It's going to be guys who have been in the space. Like we are already in the works with talking with people who are influencers and who are already very well known in the crypto space.
Yeah.
And they've decided to join this channel and help us build it. So in that whole thing, you'll not only be able to join us as a team, but you'll be able to talk to other people who
Yep.
have built communities as well as their names. You've seen them probably on crypto Twitter. And I'm not going to start mentioning names because that's for us to know and you guys to find out in January when we launch this. But just know that influencers are behind this and they're here to help us build it because they want a space where they could be in a like in a proper spot where it's not shilling or people talking shit. They want to be around good people and a tight community.
Yep.
Which brings us back to why the rules and guidelines are going to be so important because we want the community to be respectful because there's going to be influencers as well as regular people.
Pretty much either influencers or big whales or people who have been in the space for a long time. When I say a long time, I mean pre 2017 long time. Like they've seen it go up and they've seen it go all the way here and they've seen it go you know?
Yeah, so it's going to be people that are influencers, whales, people that actually know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And even if we can, we're going to try to get a few community heads, like project heads inside of here too. It would be our dream to get Fabian Volgesteller here just to follow the Luxo channel for us.
We're very confident that he's seen our videos.
You know,
We're
it's crazy.
super confident that he's seen our stuff. Like,
You know, it's wild.
there's no way he hasn't.
I just got to say something. Some of our Luxo videos have gotten more views than the actual guy who coded Luxo.
Yeah.
And we just got to say that's fucking insane.
He for sure knows that we exist. As far as him approaching us, he hasn't yet, but I'm sure that he'll be very open to it. And also, I read on his website that he's looking for people to like market Luxo and like create content, and that's essentially what we've been doing. So
Yeah, we should just hit the hold on.
Fizz wants to get a piece of this. Head of media over here. That's why you're not seeing him on a camera.
Hit us up.
That's our head of media. Fucking our head of production right here.
Yeah, so
I'm just
sure he knows we exist, and I'm sure he would be very open to even probably joining this Discord and like, you know, chatting with us in a live stream for like an hour or something. You know, like he seems like a very cool guy. He's probably very busy, you know, with his projects and stuff.
but
But
we
I'm
definitely
sure,
I want to talk
you
to him
know.
about LSP7 and LSP8
Yeah,
because like I watched a video on that and I'm gonna break it down for you guys in a future video. But like, damn, yo, that guy's
Yeah.
about to do something huge, and I would love to get him on the channel before he blows up. Because once he blows up, I probably won't be able to get him on here. So, head of media, definitely send him a tweet or an email. I heard apparently he's pretty solid in terms of responding, so we'll have to do that.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure. I'm like I said. I'm sure he knows about
He
it.
definitely heard of us. Because
Yeah.
you know what, bro? We can't be getting more views than him with our videos on his project and him
Yeah.
not know who he is.
Exactly.
You know?
So we have events over here. So that's basically events and like events that we actually attend ourselves, and just events that happen around the world that will be covered here.
So you mind opening up the
Yeah.
YouTube thing? All right. So look,
problem.
while we're on that, so yeah, the conferences, basically an event. Well, like you said, it's either going to be a conference, which is something we're going to be hosting. So it's if you're in Montreal and you want to come, you could message us, and then it's a ticket price. Or the alternative is you can catch the live conference on our Patreon, or we're going to be selling the lectures and the conferences on our website
Wait,
when
what?
it's redone.
What did you want me to open?
Just so we can see people if they're commenting, like to talk to us.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's us. Hey there, sexy boy. So yeah, definitely like conferences are going to be covering our lectures and anything where it's like if you're in Montreal or when we're traveling the world and doing conferences globally, because we do want to get to that point, you could come and buy a ticket and show up there. Or alternatively, depending on what level of Patreon you are, maybe it'll be covered in your monthly subscription. We're gonna figure that out. That's kind of where we're getting at here. It's like we're still figuring out how to mess around with the Patreon app so that way you will get the most value for your dollar. And then live meets and events, that just like, for example, we've been talking about setting something up with Zero X Society and doing a live NFT artistic gallery. And if we end up doing that, that's going to become a serious thing. And we've even been talking about doing an anti-hedge meta key, meaning we're going to set up an NFT and there's only going to be a certain amount of those in production. And then when all the Patreons are sold, meaning because we're limiting the amount of people to be in this Discord, when all those are sold, the only way you're going to get in is with a meta key. And the people who are part of the Discord will get a meta key included, but then after that, you'll only be able to join with a meta key, and you'll have to keep your meta key to be part of the channel. And another thing is if you have the meta key, you'll be able to join these conferences as like, hey, we have a meta key. You could come and check out this conference. It's like your entry pass to whatever is anti-hedge. And not just that, we're setting up a digital club in Sandbox and potentially other metaverses soon. Meaning that when we start doing those live streams, definitely check it out. And you should definitely check Patreon in the description. So that way when you are curious about knowing what is up, you could click on our Patreon and be ahead of even the YouTube. So while everyone is here live streaming, y'all could be even more ahead. We've dropped some things in there that were early access to Patreon and certain things that might even be exclusive there.
What happened?
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Are we still live streaming though?
it. Yeah.
Okay, are we good?
Camera's back on.
Well, okay, we good? All right, sorry about that. We had a little moment. So, yeah, definitely keep your eye out for the Patreon. Patreon will have a lot of awesome shit, exclusive and early access, which a lot of people will definitely want because crypto is about being early. Because if you're early, you're making money. When you're not early,
Yep.
you're late.
Think of all the times you said, "Man, I should have gotten here. I should have gotten this." You could have if you knew about it early enough, you know.
Yeah.
So
And then now we're gonna get into the last part, which is something that was very interesting to me and that I'm working on hammering out the details of it. It's the community zone. Now, there's gonna be the creative projects, which are like, let's say you're a person who's signed up to our Patreon, you're doing NFTs, you're doing art, you're doing something creative. You'll have a spot to be able to showcase your creativity.
yep.
And if we like your creativity, we'll be able to showcase it on our platform ideally. So we're trying to build an artistic community and build culture around our crypto world.
And we might even make a YouTube video on it too. If we like
Yeah.
it that much, we'll make a
Totally.
YouTube video.
If your art or your creativity or what you're doing, whatever you as an individual, whatever you have put your heart into, if we see it and we're like, wow, we really resonate with that, we're gonna make a video on it and let you know, like, hey, we love that. Now look, I'm gonna say we're gonna take a 2-minute break just so that just to let our camera reset, make sure that everything is good. Give us 2 minutes and we'll be back shortly to finish this off. So what's up, guys? We're officially back from the break. We just needed to take a second, wet our whistles, discuss what's up. Oh, got
You
our
know-
buddy. Oh my God, Dewey
we're
disappeared. He said he was too cool to sit down for the next few seconds.
And now it's the guy behind the camera.
Yeah, now it's Fizz.
Just to be friendly.
He's the guy that's making sure that this live stream is happening. So definitely thank him for that.
Yeah,
Because
we've been going through a lot of hiccups and stuff about that, but I find that
Yeah, it's-
with every mistake that we make, it's just something that we learn, and we're just trying to figure that out. So just got to say that we appreciate you guys for sticking through with that, and hopefully you guys chill.
Well, you know what it is because we're trying to make all these different pieces of fucking electronics work together. And then sometimes one decides, hey, I'm not going to do what I want to do. And then we're there like, fuck. Then our internet lags and it's like, God dang it.
It is what it is.
Hey, look, we're here now. We're getting this live stream done. And that's why we're going to finish up what's going on with the Discord.
Let's go. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch the screen.
All right, switch the screen. All right. So now we're at this point, guys. Okay, so as you can see here, we mentioned what was happening with the events. We talked about how soon we're going to be doing live meets and live events, and how potentially soon we're going to be doing something with Zero X Society, showcasing artists and NFTs and things like that, right? Now, this is basically the last part. It's definitely very interesting, is creative projects. I mentioned that too. If we see that you guys are doing something creative within your life and you want to showcase it for the Hedge, basically, if we like your project and we believe like, oh wow, that's something definitely cool that the world should see, we will go out of our way to make sure that we make a video out of it or do something for you guys so that way, like, hey, there's some eyes on whatever your project is. And if we see that like, oh hey, this is something really cool, let's help them build it, we'll help you guys build it. You know, the same way that you guys come and view us and help us by being there, we're gonna help you as much as we can. And that's what we could offer you by pledging to the Hedge, right? So next thing, entrepreneurial projects. So this is basically the start of an entrepreneurial projects channel, and this is where people could discuss their ideas and potentially strike business connection. It's not financial advice though, so just keep that in mind. This channel's intention is just to help build those connections, and you should definitely be aware of potential scammers. Consult a moderator before making any decisions that could get you wrecked. The reason we want to offer this channel is because eventually when the anti-hedge grows, we would like to basically grow businesses, and people that are part of our Patreon may get access to be able to invest into these businesses and receive dividends and or whatever off of these businesses, like whatever the general, I guess, return would be if you invest into something. So the whole goal would be to turn this into something like a Shark Tank to some degree. But even if you can't take it like something like a Shark Tank and you don't get people to invest, at the very least, you could get educated people's opinions on what they think. And that right there is valuable as hell, because if you decide you want to start a business and you only have X amount of capital and you're getting ready to sink it all in, you know, people can say like, hey, might not necessarily be a good idea for you to start a paper factory because paper is kind of going out of business. It could be the difference between you getting wrecked, or for example, you're like, oh, I'm going to do hemp paper, which is way more sustainable. Then we'd be like, hey, that might be a good idea. Maybe we're all down to get in on it, and then we become like, you know, a global business. You know, just like it's an idea. Obviously, it's a concept. We're not at the point where we're able to market it the way we want, but we have an idea, and I don't think we're that far from hitting the money, so to speak. And then the last thing was the community hangout zone. So naturally, like this is just going to be a place where people could chat with each other, where the community could be like talking. We're also going to add like a general channel where everyone could just chat in that general channel as well. And we're gonna limit our speaking zones to a few places so that way our moderators don't get overly worked or stressed. We're trying to basically keep the areas where we're all talking to a minimum, and then have certain spots where it's just news and information. So that way it's just always that, and you don't ever have to lose that. And when you don't lose those things, it keeps it easier for us as well to make sure that you're getting the best user experience. Now, I think that's definitely a good way of wrapping up how this Discord is going to be structured for the time being. It was mentioned before that yes, this is a beta, and there's still room for it to shift and change as we need it. But for the time being, this is looking a lot like how it should be. And as it grows and becomes more developed, it's going to be way more interesting. So, guys, when those influencers start rolling in, we're getting them in for this month. So that way we can launch for January. Now, once January hits, we're also going to be releasing our roadmap for 2022. And we're going to be talking about what we're doing in every single quarter. And in every quarter, there's going to be ideally a few more developments for the company. And you can see what we're doing behind the scenes. Because as much as we're just a YouTube channel, we're going to be doing a lot more and moving this thing to another level. And that's going to require a lot of moving parts. And that's one of the things where, for me, as the founder of this channel, I know you love watching me speak and you love hearing me speak, but I'm also the guy moving this business forward. So one thing that I will say is this. So if you see that if ever there's like a bit less production than usual, don't be worried, because the channel is still alive. We're moving shit behind the scenes to make sure that what you do get to see will end up valuable and excellent. And relatively soon, we were even talking about even adding in another speaker soon. Now, that's something that's going to be released in our roadmap, and it's going to be able so that way we could get more information out there, because there's only so much I could speak within a few days. And there's only so much that I could take in. So we've come up with systems so that way we can get more researchers, more moderators, and soon we're going to have another voice on the channel, maybe even a few more voices on the channel. And then from there, we'll see how far we could actually take this thing, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We're gonna wrap it up because it's been quite a well, how long we've been rolling now, Fizz? 45 minutes. It's been 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
You've been here talking to me for 45 minutes.
Oh
Is
God.
there any other questions? Anyone want to open up the YouTube so I can answer the last round of questions?
Okay, I'll open it.
He's gonna open it, and I'm gonna answer the last round of questions. I hope that this Discord,
Let's see.
You
You guys should look into having a theme song to kick off your videos. Rome wasn't built in a day.
what is this now? Oh yeah, definitely. We usually do have a theme song to kickstart the videos. It's done by Sunset Drip and Lackhouse Records. And it's usually our background music as well. That was done by them. We didn't do it for the live stream because, like
We did, no?
do we have the music for the live stream?
It was playing when we were
So it's on the pause mode that we have that. So at the very least, it wasn't like that. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Thank you so much for understanding that, Constantine. We really do appreciate that. You're a gentleman. And to Alien One, if you do catch this, sorry we didn't get your girlfriend to come on today. She's clearly too cool to come and see us all. So you'll see her when the conference comes out. And I think that more or less wraps up this video. To all the people that tuned into this live stream and to all the people that are following us on the YouTube, we really appreciate you. We're coming up with more content this week. And thank you so much for watching. I want you guys to take care.